House Baroon has always done its best to make use of the geography.
Obedience is paramount.
Great serpent keep you.
Vindicator.
Vindicator?
you're in danger, I can provide a security detail. My people are nothing if not capable.
Thank you, Envoy. I'll consider it. Was there anything else?
Yes, there was one more thing. Regarding the missing supplies, I was wondering if I could be of any assistance. Our agents mostly work in the settled systems, but I have contacts in Dazra as well. I can set up a meeting at the Halls of Obedience.
I appreciate the support. My mind has been frazzled as of late.
It's understandable. The accident has affected all of us.
You're right, and your concern is welcome.
How can I be of assistance? I spend most of my time working at the Ministry of State. I'm a loyal servant to House Varun. And if it takes this supply issue to be resolved for us to address the personnel problem, so be it. So you overheard us. Well then, let me answer your question with a question. Do you think the cycle of violence can be broken? Or are some conflicts absolute? I wholeheartedly agree. We do not have to forgive, but we can let go. And why continue to fight if the reason for conflict is no longer an issue? Let's just say, recent events have reminded me of an old parable about a father and two sons. The eldest son was dutiful, the youngest disobedient. But the father loved both equally, and the eldest resented this. One day, the youngest falls into a pit of quicksand. The eldest, filled with bitterness and anger, ponders, leaving him to die. The parable ends here, leaving the reader to contemplate the end. But I imagine that only by working together can a family prosper. And the alternative brings us both to ruin. To do nothing is its own choice, and one that I fear will leave us in conflict. In my argument back there, I advocated for more workers, even if it meant reaching out to our enemies. And yes, I understand the reluctance with House Malin. Their crimes go beyond forgiveness. But I'm also not campaigning to conscript their soldiers. We need workers, healers, and engineers. People who can help rebuild Dazra, not tear it down. I'm surprised such a question can be asked with the city in such disarray. The problems are obvious, and yet those in power continue to emphasize patience and measured responses. Now is not the time for red tape. The more caution we exercise, the more people will suffer. With regards to politics, these days I'm mostly an advisor. I focus on high-level concepts and strategies as opposed to the day-to-day operations. I let my ward Okeem handle all of that. He sends me proposals, I weigh in, and give my approval. I've even made him captain of my ship, the Cortege. I joke that I'm mostly a glorified rubber stamp. But my days working the field are over. Oh, I assure you it was 100% personal. Tevina and I have history. She blames me for derailing her political ambitions. Without getting too caught in the seaweed, a long time ago, I received some bad intel from a source on a zealot hideout. Tevina used that intel to launch an attack, and ended up taking out a camp of civilians. The incident was high profile, and the fault was attributed mostly to her. She's never forgiven me for it. And I fail to see why. It's petty and unprofessional for someone of her position. I was at the spaceport, attending to business. I only witnessed the crest of the vortex emanating from the scaled citadel. It lasted only a moment. A flash in the sky. It was only the hours afterward that we understood the consequences of that moment. Until we meet again.
We'll need to rely on others at times, but I'd like to keep this investigation mostly between us. I apologize. The Envoy and I were just discussing matters of state.
In particular, I offered to help find the missing supplies. I have my people looking into the matter as well.
Thank you for your diligence, Envoy. On that note, I hate to take up any more of your time than I already have. And I'm sure you're busy with issues regarding your own house. If you don't mind, I'd like a moment with the Vindicator alone.
This is a personal matter. I am sure the Envoy will respect our privacy.
Indeed. And your timing is apt. The cortege has arrived at the spaceport, and I don't like to leave the crew waiting.
Thank you, Envoy.
Executor.
I appreciate your discretion. The Envoy is a trusted figure, but you can never be too careful in situations like this.
In my line of work, this holds especially true. The more people know, the more everyone knows.
Exactly. We keep the circle of trust small until we know who to let in. And while having the conversation here isn't entirely secure, we're pressed for time, so it'll have to do. So, now that we're alone, tell me, what have you uncovered? I was afraid of that. If only I had preached more caution. But after the accident, things were dire. Our resources were blocked. We needed those supplies, and... Indeed. But there's more going on here than meets the eye. If the Zealots are responsible, they must be punished. But one question remains. How would they gain access to the shipments in the first place?
The answer is both obvious and impossible to believe.
That is the part I'm having trouble with myself. But perhaps our loyalty to House Varun blinds us. This slate you found, it mentions a contact. Someone on the inside. This person would have to be well versed in our operational pipeline. They would have to know where to route the shipments and how to clean the books. It seems unfathomable. But perhaps Hukaru was right. A member of the noble houses has betrayed us. Yes, but without coordinates, Jandar's rest could be anywhere on Varun Kai. We're going to need to enlist some help. I'd like you to speak with Tivina Bethal at the Keep. If that slate has coordinates, she may have the means to decrypt it. They are fiercely loyal to House Varun and are in charge of rooting out zealotry in our ranks. Only one thing troubles me, though. If a shipment were put on hold and confiscated, it would likely go to them first. My mind goes immediately to motive. Who would want to aid the Zealots? I want to be careful, but I will say this. There are members of the noble houses who have floated the idea of reconciliation in the past. But to make a suggestion is one thing. Without approval from the speaker, the act is treason. Do not let her chilly demeanor fool you. She has a reputation around these parts for being a ruthless hunter of heretics. If she doesn't know the location of the hideout, at the very least, she'll have a lead. Well, if the implication is my cousin is the conspirator, his death disproves that theory. But I'm not averse to keeping that information between us. Myself and some others were having dinner at the meat house. From our vantage point, we couldn't see what was happening outside the scaled citadel, but I could hear the blast searing into my skull. I remember falling from my chair, trying to get my bearings in this period of eerie silence, and then I heard the screams. Time is pressing. Was there anything else? Excellent. As for me, I must mourn my cousin's passing. I understand there's a shrine upstairs. When you return, meet me at the Halls of Obedience, where we first met. By Jinan's grace, we'll find out who the supply thief is and bring them to justice. When you betray House Varun, there is only one kind. You may have noticed, but I've been on the move a lot lately. I don't mean to alarm you, but I think I'm being followed. I'll feel more comfortable if we meet in a public place. Mujin suggested a security detail, and I think I may take him up on his offer. If nothing else, but for peace of mind. Serpent guide you, and be safe.
Brother?
Serpent guide you.
Thank the Serpent for the safe return of our cousins.
I am a busy man, but I will try to make time. Best of luck.
You're bothering me. I don't care. Leave me alone. I've got nothing to say to you. Leave me alone. I've got nothing to say to you. Leave me alone.
Brother, I miss our home, but the keep shall do.
The serpent keep you.
Vindicator. I was wondering when you'd grace my office with your presence. Oh, yes. You've communed with phantoms, survived the ritual, and probably slew 2 or 3 horrors on the way. I'm not against the occasional embellishment on your behalf, believe me. Oh, you're a flatterer. Well, that will get you everywhere with me. In fact, I think you and I are going to be fast friends. But I realize that's not why you're here, hmm? Shall we get down to business? Excellent. I take it this is about the missing supplies. I may have some intel on my computer that could help you with your case. Well, look at that. The Great Serpent favors us both. It just so happens that one of my agents recently recovered a Zealot cipher key and dropped it off this morning. Here, a copy of the key for your records. Well, as you can see, the encryption they're using is mind-numbingly simple. Take the slate number and multiply the even numbers by 2. Your slate's numbered 2032, which means the key is... You hit the bullseye! Let's see what you've won. Looks like an all-expenses-paid journey to John Dar's Rest. Lucky you. Okay, scanning the coordinates, these point further north, hidden in Badlands. Clever, clever. Sure, whatever. Looks like you've won a trip. Scanning the Going in there alone, huh? I suppose any extra hands would just get in your way. But that aside, let's get to the guts of the issue, hmm? After reading through the evidence, where do you think the supply thief is from? Fine. Keep your secrets. I'll do the same. Well, whoever the thief is, I think it's all but guaranteed you'll find more clues at John Dar's Rest. Now, since you have what you need, I'm going to turn my attention to other matters. I've enjoyed our time together, but as they say, fish and guests are quick to stink. Let's avoid that from happening to us. You might recognize the dates from Ukaru's list of missing supplies. I cross-referenced it with a list of ships leaving the spaceport after hours. Better make haste. A good lead is like a puff of smoke. Hard to miss. But, well, the keep is where the army of Hasvaroon has been traditionally armed and trained. To fight and conquer will always be a part of our culture. Even in peacetime, the Serpent is coiled and ready to strike. Well, I was in Jinan Plaza and had a full view of the whole thing. It was spectacular. A wave of energy sweeping over the city, eating everything in its path. The destruction alone was impressive. But what I'll always remember is the noise. The vortex itself moved swiftly, darkly. But the sound of it was a slow hum. Deliberate. I can't explain it any other way. Like thunder rolling after the lightning. The power of the great serpent. Unleashed. Zealots. Lots and lots of zealots. And if you're lucky, the traitor sending them our supplies. Remember, Chosen. None but the faithful are promised tomorrow.
I was just thinking about you. I am happy to help shoulder the load. Take care, love.
Our minds and bodies must be fully devoted to his will.
The Great Serpent watch over you.
interesting results. someone or something for clean up whatever's left behind. The rune zealots deserve no quarter, no mercy. They should all be wiped out. That was quite a leap. If we are found, the Zealots will not negotiate. They deserve whatever punishment we see fit to administer. Caves like this can be an excellent way to conceal the presence of an illegal operation. I should know. Extra ammunition is always welcome if they have any.
not walking out of here.
Heard something.
Grenade in the air!
Well, either we press on or we turn back. Your call. These zealots believe that the Great Serpent will shield them. They are very, very wrong. I'm impressed. I could not accomplish that. Are you prepared to die?
You could not evade us! I'm hit!
Profit is never necessarily the aim, but if there's something worth taking.
Run from me, will you? Justice will be your grave.
We should move on, if there's nothing worth taking.
Too late, Vindicator. The contact has already returned to Dazra. And your handler, Kizrani, will die by their hand. Child of Jarek. Formerly, I would not entertain such cowardice. I wonder if the contact has betrayed us and fled to safety. Killing us would remove his only witnesses. It is It seems a bit more than that. Your tongue, your words with the great serpent Azar. Eden, prepare for judgment!
This is for you!
We failed the great serpent!
Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pockets. Barun technology is well guarded. Almost as well as its point of... Origin. Not everything in the galaxy needs to come with us, you know. Perhaps we can find some indication of why this ship was vacated. deteriorating. We should not stay long. find anything significant, say the word.
You're back. Did you uncover anything at Jandar's Rest? I had an inkling I was being followed, so I asked for a security detail to protect me. Mujin? Does this mean he's the supply thief? Are you sure? Then I may be walking into an ambush, seeing as Mujin's the one who organized this meeting and supplied my security detail. The meeting takes place inside the Halls of Obedience. Will you watch my back? I want to avoid innocents being caught in the crossfire. If this is what I think it is, then let's be extra cautious. I'm well aware and brought a weapon, but I'm still counting on you to be my dagger in the dark. Okay, let's walk.
Then may the great serpent...
House! Malige!
Your
Wounded!
Good one! Hey, be careful not to point that thing at me.
Jinan, bless you. I would not have survived that if you hadn't been here. That is kind of you to say. Your benevolence continues to surprise me. In any case, now is not the time to dawdle. Our next move must be to arrest Mujin. He's a prominent member of another noble house. I'm slightly concerned about the optics of this. Some may say we are trying to shift the balance of power, and so to move forward, our evidence must be ironclad. No, it's safer in your hands, and when it comes time for the trial, I want you to deliver it. You're the only impartial person involved in this case. And besides, you did the legwork. You deserve the honor of submitting it. I am of House Dulkef. We are meticulous to a fault. Before we move in, I want to make sure we have opened every closet, looked into every crack. Thank you. This assassin's attempt will help our case, but we still need evidence tying him to Mujin. If you have time, check his office. There may be information connecting him to this individual. Yes, as a matter of fact, the bodies of the assassins. They may offer more clues. I'll have security look them over also, but if their ranks have been infiltrated, I'd rather you inspect them first. Good. Our case must be... Regardless, he must answer for aiding the Zealots and the Give me until the coming dawn and I will summon the relevant parties to my office. Mark my words. We will... Perhaps you'll join our numbers embedded in the settled systems, now that you've been shown the way.
Something I can do for you?
With the serpent guide your actions. I was in my own. I only heard as it wasn't until next time.
All must serve.
I would do anything to sleep in my own bed again. I have a mouth to feed. Buy what you need and then get out. Buy what you need, then leave.
Our sins must have been considerable for the Great Serpent to subject us to this.
Oh, hello. Have we met before? Oh, well, in that case, it's nice to meet you. and I apologize for the mess. I've been trying to keep everything here sorted, based on a personal system. The problem is that it's all gotten to be too much, and I can't find my things. Yes, I pick a word that reminds me of another word, and that makes me remember where it is. There might be a slate around here that has more details. Maybe look around for them. Oh, that would be grand. This seems more like a... With my system and your gusto, we'll find exactly... Well, my keycard for one, socks for another, and one more thing. Something important, I think. Oh, several things. I just don't recall what they are. Maybe it was for Dora? Not my socks, but socks. He's a dog plushie. White as a pair of socks, if I recall correctly. Of course, no guarantee that I do. No, but I'll know it when I see it. I'd help, but I'm a little lost at the moment.
Look, I know that you're running out of shelf space, but you really shouldn't put things on the hearth. There's a whole box of paper towels here for no reason. And don't get me started on the stuff in the cook pit.
Well, I don't put it there on purpose. I'm in the living room, and I need some place to put things, and it sort of happens. Also, I was trying to keep round things together. Round circle, round things. And Sox's helmet is round. I have a whole system based on word association.
It's no wonder you're always losing your things. You keep too many notes. It's confusing.
It makes sense to me.
It just looks like word spaghetti. Like, why does this say, keycard, rock thrown at my face?
Duck.
Huh?
When someone throws a rock at you, you duck. I keep my keycard under it, in the sink. And sinks make me think of sinking. That's what happens to forgotten memories. They sink into the depths of your brain.
Pachinon, that's a terrible system.
butterflies?
No, I mean like green things that grow out of the ground.
Ah, yes. Envies. They're greenwit.
Just a reminder, I'll be over tomorrow to help organize your things. The trash goes into the bin, but the clutter we can place on the shelves. We'll get everything sorted and just how you like it. Love you and see you soon.
I drop things all the time. Almost as much as I knocked them over.
You'll never guess what I found. It's a music box.
Oh, that old thing? It probably doesn't even work anymore.
Well, that's because you never sing to it.
Pardon?
You have to train this kind of box. You fill it with a song, and it will remember the melody and play it back to you.
Oh, I don't know. Are you sure that's how it works?
Lost, alone, amidst the dreams, whispers, a voice sings for our trapped world, unheard.
That's a very catchy song. Hard to forget. Like an earworm.
Worms in your ears would be hard to forget.
I'm just saying, if I heard it, I would remember this day. Remember us. So would you, I think.
Well, I plan on sticking around for a while, but okay, deal. If something were to happen and we forget each other, we'll play this song to remember.
Deal.
What do you have there? A music box? What is that? A music box? I don't remember owning that. I wonder if it even works. Would you mind? I'm not very good with these things, but hopefully it still has a little bit of song inside. This song, I can't. I remember now. This song. It's the one my granddaughter used to sing. She used to help me around the house, doing chores, tidying up, and then the accident happened. And I haven't seen her since. I know you mean well, but I can't keep doing this. The more I cling to the idea she's still alive, the harder it gets. If you don't mind, I have a favor to ask. Keep the music box with you. The song, it carries too many memories. And with it, a pain I wish to forget. Yes, and it's my choice. If you have mercy, let me live with it. Thank you. You need not do anything special with it. But I can't bear the sight of it. Now, if you'll kindly leave, I must get back to my things.
It has been quite a challenge to keep all of the records in order.
I pray that the Great Serpent will deliver us from our actions.
There's a lot that needs to be done. So much sometimes it can be paralyzing. So, how did it go with Reagan? Sadly, that's the way of things at the moment. These days, it's hard to account for who's missing and who's gone. But the difference hardly matters. Loss is loss, no matter the form. In any case, thank you for doing this for me. I'm sure your visit helped him, if only for a moment. If you don't mind, can you come back in a day or two? I will have more work for you then. I most certainly will. Tazra's problems are many, but its character continues to shine through in people like yourself. Regardless, even if our paths do not cross again, Jinan bless you for your assistance.
I pray that the Great Serpent delivers us from this soon. I cannot take much more of this.
I can be a bit talkative, manic even. Apologies in advance. In Dazra, violence is a part of life. Starting from the day we are asked to sacrifice our growths. I wanted to perform miracles of a different kind. But I don't know if I am capable of such things. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
What is it?
Greetings. A hospital is not an ideal location to execute trades, especially given...
You've been busy, Vindicator. Of course. You've managed to piece together this case at a pace I did not anticipate. That is a credit to you as an investigator. But before you proceed into that room, I must ask, do you have the proof you need? Is it solid? Maybe so. But once a suspect has been established, it can be like pulling a loose thread. The rest comes undone rather quickly. So let us speak frankly for a moment, if we may. I've been thinking about the events of the past few days, and I have some thoughts. The speed at which things have unraveled, it makes me wonder how much of this outcome has been orchestrated. Of course, I am not denying my role in all this. Yes, I approved to have the supplies rerouted. And yes, I ordered that they be directed to the Zealots. But the murders, the violence, these were not directives I had ordered. If I am guilty of anything, it's being a rubber stamp. No. I have kept my actions separated from both Razma and Jimal. My goal was to inform them once I had something more concrete. That all went out the door once Ukadudul Kef caught wind of the missing shipments. Because we are all in need. Everyone was affected by the accident, including the people here. And if we are to reintegrate House Malene, we need to show them our aid isn't contingent on our abundance. How would it look if the moment our supplies had diminished, we kept them all for ourselves? I offered to provide her a security detail, but I had arranged the assignment through my ward, Okim. In fact, even my work with the Zealots was all done through him. Yes and no. I may have been pushed toward this outcome, but I do not regret my actions. A handful of supply shipments are a meager exchange for an entire clan of allies. Earlier when we spoke, you told me that the cycle of violence can be broken. United with House Malin, we can rebuild Dazra as the industrial and military force it was during the Serpent's Crusade. Which is why I ask that you listen to my proposal. Let me go. Allow me to continue my efforts discreetly for the betterment of House Va'ruun. We'll have to burn that location regardless. I imagine Tavina has likely sent her inquisitors to clear the place anyway. I trust you'll understand if I don't reveal the location of their next hideout. I have a ward, Okim, who I've used to keep myself separated from this operation, and also serves as the perfect suspect. I'll arrange for him to conveniently disappear. While loyal, it's better for us both if he isn't available for questioning. Your flippant attitude only gives me more conviction. You only see what's in front of you, and not the big picture.
Please. You made no grand gesture. You violated the law and aided those who want us dead.
I don't know what evidence you've gathered, but without anything concrete, it's your word against mine. We shall see which one carries more weight. It's your word against mine. We shall see which one carries more weight.
Thank you all for coming. I think we can all agree that the charges for this crime are quite serious. Theft of supplies, aiding the Zealots, and the murder of my cousin. Which is why it comes with great shock that evidence points to a member of House Kadik as the thief.
Based on what evidence? House Kadik does not deal in trade. Your house does.
I would not be making this claim without sufficient cause, nor is House Dulkef the bearer of this information. Vindicator, the floor is yours. The slate lists you by name, Envoy. What do you have to say for yourself?
Is this what you called me to your office for, Kisrani? This is an absolute disgrace to your department.
You haven't answered my question, Mujin.
Nor should I have to. A single slate, which I might add is likely fabricated, is not enough to prove anything.
Is that so, Mujin? Or do you deny the words you yourself wrote?
I absolutely deny it. My computer has obviously been tampered with. This is clearly not enough evidence to even consider me a suspect.
Oh, you didn't know. We have piles of evidence, ship departure records, signatures, the works. And of course the kicker, Kisrani's would-be assassin.
Security has identified him as Okim Kadik.
Well, that's your ward, Mujin.
In fact, if I were you, Envoy, I would think long and hard about submitting to the Guard peacefully. Given the severity of your crimes, the Captain has the authority to do it by force.
I will cooperate, but this is by no means an admission. And make no mistake, the three of you will pay for this insult.
Make all the threats you want, Envoy. My decision is made. Guard, take him away.
As you command, Executor.
I appreciate you backing me up on this one. Warden Vithal had brought some evidence linking Mujin to the crime, but it's your evidence that makes me feel confident we can convict. All told, I'm extremely grateful. Ukaru was family, and I would not have been able to rest if I knew the thief had not been brought to justice. The guard will move him to lockup. You can visit him if you like, so long as he cooperates. A grim reality is, it's unlikely he will be there long. Aiding the Zealots is a crime punishable by death. There are typically no exceptions. Add to that the murder of a state official and, well, he'll be lucky if his death is swift. It's a well-known secret that Mujin was not a popular member of House Kadik. I suspect he may have operated independently, and Elder Razma will likely deny any involvement. My thanks are yours. You had no personal stake in solving my cousin's murder, yet you did so with diligence and aplomb. For that, you will be well rewarded.
I've also handed over everything we have at House Vithal regarding the case. Who knows what other crimes we can uncover while poring over the evidence.
I'll take this up with the captain of the guard. After that, our part in all of this is done. Jinan grace you for taking on this investigation. You've done a great service for House Varun and for Dazra. And on a personal note, I want to extend my gratitude for avenging my cousin's murder. With the accident and all that's going on, I haven't really had time to grieve, but closing this case might help me start that process. So for that, I thank you.
If Ukaru has not been deluded or kidnapped, he will likely be terminated upon his return.
You must send someone out there. This apparition must be dealt with.
It is my top priority, I assure you. But it is dangerous the further you step away from the city.
The guards
We will need
overheard my
someone
neighbor
qualified to
forsaking the
assist.
Great Serpent.
But what about yourself? Are you not trained in the Herald's arts?
I've not seen him in days.
Technically, I'm still an apprentice. But what you speak of is akin to an exorcism, and we know little about how these phantoms exist in our world. Even a fully trained herald may not be equipped to deal with this phenomenon.
By Genon's word! Has the Great Serpent left us with nothing to defend ourselves? This is an ill omen indeed.
You must keep the faith, and in doing so the reward will come. You see? All is not lost. My friend here may be just the person we need. Oh, your timing could not be better. We have a situation.
It's an urgent matter. There's a spirit haunting the old orphanage.
A vortex phantom, to be clear. But be that as it may, we now have a headwind for your case. From what I've heard, my friend here is quite famous for dealing with exactly your type of problem.
Is that so? You've handled these phantoms before?
Yes, but something about this feels strange. The phantoms we encountered were dangerous, hostile.
I don't know. It didn't even look at me. It stood by itself near the window, but I only caught a glimpse of it from afar.
That is not the behavior I'd expect, given what we know about these things. But I will let the Vindicator investigate and make their own conclusions. They are haunting the old orphanage. Until recently, it was a refuge for lost children, but had closed down due to a lack of volunteers. In the past few weeks, there have been rumors of people squatting there and using the building as housing. Given its history, it doesn't surprise me that a wayward soul would go back there, if they sought to be found.
A wayward soul? Surely we should not give such merciful terms to this thing. It haunts the orphanage and is a clear danger to anyone who may have been inside. I was at the Halls of Healing, praying for my family. The odd thing is, I did not know what I was praying for. Only that I had a fear in my gut, a sharp pain of the abdomen. Moments later, I heard the din of the crowd and rushed out, searching for my husband. My prayers were answered when I found him safe, but the same cannot be said for the orphanage. We must rid the house of this phantom. I'm afraid I did not get close at all. The ground surrounding the orphanage is collapsing. There may be other dangers and perhaps even phantoms nearby. But my concern is for anyone who may have been living in the building. Yes, the old orphanage is ill-fated, that much is certain. Even before the city was lost, I once asked the heralds to read the star scales and bless the children there. Instead, they spoke of malicious portents. Now I wonder if the land itself is cursed. It was once an orphanage for young children who lost their parents. The children were raised there and eventually guided into service by the Ministry of State. It was run by a handful of donors and local volunteers like the Ueda girl. But it closed down months ago. Great Serpent, protect us from evil.
Need help? You and everyone else.
All must serve. All must serve.
I have things for you.
Return to your ship.
Hello, Captain.
There is no one I would rather see right now. I'm sorry to see you go.
Good day, Captain. You may. I will await your next order here.
Are you?
Okay, children. Does anyone know who succeeded Jinan Varun to become the next speaker? I'll even give you a hint. He had 2 sons, Jandar and Jarek. Oh, I know! Yes, Rumaran. Who do you think it was? Jandar or Jarek?
Neither. It was a giant Groot named Forklebub. He came riding on the back of the Great Serpent and bit Jarek's head off.
Well, that's not the worst answer you've given today. I'll consider that progress. In any case, lunch is over. Everyone take their bowls to the kitchen and clear the table.
Someone locked that for a reason. Let us see what it is.
Chores. There's just so many dishes. Well, you don't have to do them if you don't want to. Yeah, but Miss Ueda says we can't go upstairs until we finish.
But I know where she keeps the key card. It's on the top shelf, in the corner. See where I put the ladder?
I don't think that ladder's high enough. Grown-ups really don't play fair.
Well, that's why I put the footstool on the ladder. Then I can reach the top.
That seems kind of dangerous. Are you sure the keycard's there? I don't see it anyway.
It's in the jam jar.
Ew, gross. So you have to dip your hand in jam to get it?
No, that's the trick. The jar isn't actually full of jam.
Whoa. children, it's time for bed.
But Miss Ueda, what if we need you for something? Yeah, like if there was a fire, or even worse, a water.
Well, in the event of an emergency, we'll want to follow the drills we practiced.
But what if it wasn't an emergency? What if I stubbed my toe? Yeah, what if I stubbed his toe? What if the Great Serpent came down and said, we need you to stay up past your bedtimes and stubbed everyone's toes? What then?
Now, children. If there's any reason you need me, no matter how small, just ring the bell and I'll open the door.
Like this?
That's right, Zora, but try not to abuse the privilege. All right, children, it's time for bed.
Mr. Waiter, what if we need you for something? Yeah, like if there was a fire, or even worse, a water.
Well, in the event of an emergency, we'll want to follow the drills we practiced.
But what if it wasn't an emergency? What if I stubbed my toe? Yeah, what if I stubbed his toe? What if the Great Serpent came down and said, we need you to stay up past your bedtimes and stubbed everyone's toes? What then?
Now, children. If there's any reason you need me, no matter how small, just ring the bell and I'll open the door.
Like this?
That's right, Sora, but try not to abuse the privilege.
Amidst the dreams, whispers, a voice sings for our trapped world unheard. I wander this place, caged here, longing for a moment of a love that holds no time nor place. Here we touch walls that lead a faceless path, leaving prints streaked along faded glass. I wander this place that calls to feel once more the gentle warmth of your hand softly as the rain falls.
Another victory! Well earned.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is the...
I have not seen my sister.
Obedience is paramount.
Yes?
Anything new to report? Were you able to remove the Phantom?
Oh, please. I hope you bring good... That is understandable given the cataclysm. We can rebuild the orphanage elsewhere, but that is a problem of stone and mortar. What matters is that you removed the Phantom.
Indeed. The city will be rebuilt in time. We are committed to this as a people.
You could show a little more commitment, Vasilis, but that is a conversation for me and your mother. For now, I am simply grateful the matter is resolved.
Yes, as am I. In fact, I think you deserve a reward for your efforts. Here, in appreciation for your assistance. There's still much to do, but I feel confident with volunteers like yourself, we are trending in the right direction. Oh, I wouldn't ask you to give any more time than you've already offered. Part of being a good delegate is spreading out the work. We are all working as a team. Maybe. I knew this trial would force me to grow as a healer, but I didn't anticipate the way it would. I haven't changed at all in terms of my healing skill or knowledge of prayer, but that isn't the only way. You showed me I can heal others by connecting people, not just through medicine, so in that sense, yes, I feel I have learned much. Best of luck to you. To all of us. Your assistance with the Phantom was much appreciated. I thank Jinan. Guide your steps.
I feel a weight off my shoulders, but there is still much work to do. For one, I need to tell Vasili's mother her son is not a herald.
Problem?
Thank you for your help. But I would like to be alone.